Veritas, everyone. Welcome of the Sun Live. Don't worry, camera lady, you're all right. She over here tiptoeing through ninja through cables. So, how you feeling today, Lalta?
I feel wonderful. I'm really feeling very nourished and happy, full of light,
Yes,
illuminated,
yes.
all
Illumination.
that. I see you
Indeed.
are too.
Thank you. Had some sun today. Hung out with the trees. Conversation. Not
Yeah.
just hugging trees. Not just saying hi, but not listening. Full-fledged communication. Got what I needed. Hold on a second. Thank you, camera lady. And this is for you.
Thank
So,
you.
welcome, folks. Inlakesh and Veritas. Stephanie is in the house. We got Inlakesh Studio 1 in the house. Welcome, everyone. And we're going to be talking about purification, detoxification, lightification. Yeah, making up stuff. And how they all intertwine and really speaking about food and the purification on all the different levels, but there will be a really big focus on food as we are ending summer and moving into the fall. Lots is going to educate us on the natural processes that we go through with the body and the different foods that are available naturally in season to help us. You know,
Yes.
nature's so intelligent. Just thinking about that. So we'll give people a little time to jump in. Elizabeth's here, Lakesh Veritas
Hey,
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Terry from NY, greetings in Lakesh, oneness and truth to you. Welcome. We're talking about purification today, detoxification, lightification. I'm gonna keep saying that. It might pick up, catch on. And so before we begin, just a couple of little updates for you all. We're halfway through the month, and we have been in the midst of our light body movement, focused on the heart chakra. It's been rather fascinating as we explore the unification of masculine and feminine energy in its meeting point in the heart and what it really means to be heart led. We've been in breath work activations for six breathing, for that heart mind coherency, clearing interferences out of the heart. You have any thoughts in general regarding uh, these experiences and processes?
Well, what I was just thinking about is how we are generally, as humans, unaware of the field of coherency around the heart and what that actually means and how it touches into every other thing. Like as you sit here in the house, you are still touching the heart of the trees and the heart of any second dimensional plane creatures and life forms, through the heart, and how that's really never discussed. And I was just having that thought as you said that.
Well, I can see it's not discussed if you're living a third dimensional experience. Fourth, fifth, higher, that's where I see, expand into that awareness that we're more than just
Yes,
the I, the ego.
yes.
There's a interconnecting.
And we have, the earth plane has moved into the fourth dimension. We are currently in transit into the fourth dimension where the laws are different.
We're going to have to catch up, yeah. We're going to have to catch up, catch it. Oh,
It's not a 30-yard dash, but it is a relay,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. So, along with that, if there's anyone who wants to join the Light Body Movement, you can see it on the website, subscribe to us, and you'll have access to all the previous Light Body meditations and classes, pre recordings, class documents to get you up to speed. It's so imperative that we activate the circuitry, this organic technology, and recognize in the deepest essence of who we are literally light, and so is everything else within
Yes.
this reality. So, along with that, we have some of our core curriculum classes in cycle. You're teaching One Mind Reconnection,
Oh, yeah.
connecting with the universal One Mind. Any
Tuesday, we'll be
thoughts?
going into our second of three classes, and we'll begin the process of speaking directly to all other things.
That's
Many of
right.
them don't have mouths.
No, but they're part of the One Mind,
That's
though.
right. That's right. So we're going to start that on Tuesday.
Cool things. And then we hosted DNA activation yesterday on Wednesdays, and that's been a wonderful experience. The collective has experienced an expansion, so we've experienced an expansion within the DNA activation process as well. In the next 2 to 3 days, we will be going deeper into the understandings of dimensionality, how that correlates with the energy centers as well,
Yes.
and really how to live it and specifically replicate the strands of DNA through
Yeah.
our adherence to our higher dimensional selves.
And that's the thing that really needs the most teaching is that it's not a drive-through window experience. You don't pay, place your order, pay, and pull up to the window and then become it.
Yeah, I got $444. I got that angel number money. Let me get that DNA activation.
Yeah, it's not quite like that. It requires us to recognize that where we are is not where we want to be,
Hmm.
and that we must exercise our own will to catapult ourselves into the place we want to be, and that just like I cannot eat your apple for you, you must do it and chew your apple yourself. You know.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Just chiming in really quick with the chat. We got a couple more people tuning in. We got Nichelle in the Catching Bear Toss. Nichelle, I know Nichelle just fresh two of a son and in both One Mind and DNA. So
Yes.
welcome, welcome. I know she commented at the end. She was like, "My whole crown was activated, wide open." So
Yeah, this is the real deal. Yeah, this is where it really takes place.
yes, yes. So those who were in the One Mind, they have had their reset. You know, technology is mapped after us, literally. You know, when sometimes when you not sometimes but many times when you install new software, it tells you, okay, in order to run this, you got to reset. You got to you got to close the program, or you got to reset your entire computer. It's no different with us, with that
Right.
One Mind.
Yeah, that hard drive needs to rest and reactivate with
Yes.
new information, new data, and new power to move forward.
Yes, yes. So who else we got? Oh, she says lit up. We got Cecilia in the house. Only catch Veritas. Cecilia. Lisbeth says greetings from Florida. We know where you at, Lisbeth, in the Sunshine State. Lisbeth used to be Lauta's neighbor for
Yes.
years.
She's still my neighbor.
Yeah, through time and space, right?
Yes, yes.
It's that heart connected through everything. Nichelle keep commenting. She says, AOL online instantly. She's connected. She's feeling it. Who else we have here? Essential Tribe says in La Cache Veritas. Essential Tribe is asking, can you speak on fourth dimension laws?
I'll give you a little bit because we're going to talk about food today, which also moves into the fourth dimension. In the fourth dimension, we do no harm. So as we move into this space of being fourth dimensional beings, we stop killing each other. We stop killing everything that crawls. We stop feeling the necessity to kill anything that's alive that's in our house, that's not us. Anything that's smaller than us and seems defenseless, we stop that. We stop closing all the windows and doors and finding something that we can destroy it with. We stop that.
It's barbaric.
It is. It's there must be another word, but that one will have to.
For now, suffice.
Yes, that we stop doing that. We do no harm. So this in the third dimension was the high exalted idea of doctors. Doctors will do no harm. You know, that's part of what they say. It's like, okay, you can't fix them, but don't hurt them.
Yeah.
So we now reach the level of what in the third dimension was the pinnacle of those who could heal us. We are now those healers. Do no harm. Do no harm to our children. Wish no harm on our lovers and our ex-lovers and people who have been in our past. Recognize that it is our will to do harm that makes us have the experience of suffering in our world. So I hope that's enough, and that's a good start. We can gnaw on that for 20 or 30 years.
Yo, put that in your pocket, wrap it up. Don't put it in foil. But that last part, it is our will to do harm that brings harm to us.
It
like,
is.
It's just like, it escapes us, though.
No, we don't know that, we go out and exterminate everything on the lawn, and then our dogs die of tumors. We don't realize that we go out to kill bacteria in our bodies, and then our bodies have bacteria, superbacteria, that takes over and kills us.
I feel like we're going to have to do a podcast titled Fourth Dimensional Living, because what's running in my mind, shout out Essential Tribe,
Yeah.
is I'm seeing a variety of different ways in which we cause harm, and in some ways we don't even see it as, it doesn't register as such.
I could go
Yeah,
into more.
right.
And more could come to
Another,
mind, but I know that's not what the topic is. But
yeah,
there are more examples of how we are blind, deaf, and dumb to our own input of suffering and trauma in our own experiences because of our third dimensional attitudes towards everything.
get that third dimensional attitude. What's wrong with your stinky third dimensional attitude? That's a thing, right? A third dimensional
Well,
attitude,
now we're in the fourth dimension.
limitation.
We have made that change, and there is a timeline uh, division between those who remain that way and those who choose to be in the ascension path. The ascension path is one where it's not necessary for you to kill everything. You know, I have a net. I don't have to, I don't want everything in my house, and I often ask things to move, but I also have a net just in case they're hard headed. But I don't have to kill them. I can catch them in the net and release them.
Yeah, catch and release. Be
Yeah.
free, because you might not survive in here.
Right. So,
Nice.
I mean, so there's more than, it is the lack of imagination and intelligence that puts us at war, you know?
Also, could see
Yeah.
us not seeing ourselves in the insects, the lack
Yeah.
of connectivity.
Oh my
That,
goodness.
yeah, I'm telling you, a whole podcast, Essential Tribe. You done started something.
Yeah, because there's a lot more that could be said about how the herders have made us herders. The herders that, you know, that don't get the stragglers, the herders that use whips, the herders that use prods, the herders that, you know, eat some of the herd, have made us the herders because of our cultivation as being herded humans. But let me depart from that.
I am making notes. Podcast topic. We gotta touch on this because it's so relevant right now too
Yes.
with the light body movement, and we're really exploring that. Hence why I'm sure Essential Tribe even brought it up. It's like, hey, talk that talk. Give us that a la carte outside of the class. So again, we have some more people in the chat. Stacy's here with us. In Lakesh and Veritas, stars and sun emoji. And then we also have Delilah, in Lakesh, and Veritas. And for anyone else who's tuning into the live stream with us today, we're talking about purification, detoxification, and lightification. Light, and how they
You're
all.
making up words.
Yes, I'm making the words and seeing if it catches on. And somebody types lightification. I'm not going to tell you how to spell it. Figure it out. But specifically, we're talking about food, and we're about to end summer and go into fall, and the need for detoxing the body.
Yes.
And again, all these things tie into becoming literal light
Yes.
and eating lighter and removing the density that would be adverse to the idea of being light. So I know you want to start in the beginning. I'm not going to ask you where to start, but will you take us to the beginning of the necessity of detoxing, and specifically through the lens of food?
Yes. I will start with the idea that detox is spiritual, mental, and physical, and that at this moment we're recommending that you prepare yourself spiritually for detox by starting to do something like the 3 C's, where you stop cursing, where you stop being judgmental, where you stop being in competition, where you stop coveting other people's things. Start the detox with the 8 C's, and Tavares will give us those 8 C's before we leave today.
Yeah.
And so start with the spiritual detoxification, because your thoughts have weight and mass, and they like to live around your waist.
Mm.
You know, it's the weight and mass that comes in from toxic thoughts as you get older, where there's no bones to hold in. That area becomes wide with thoughts that have laid with you. You know, you've had a thought in the past, and it's still there, and it has weight, it has mass, and it's right there in that midsection where there's no bones to hold it in, so it pops out.
It's so funny because
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm picking up on other people's thoughts or It's just my sense of humor, but like the thought form weight loss program.
Yes. Yeah, thought form weight loss program.
Yeah, like seriously, it's a real
Because
thing.
thought forms are a real thing, and they imagine them as sticky notes sticking to you. You have thought forms all over you, and they're like little sticky notes sticking all over you. And the ones that are toxic, that stay with you, that are repeated over and over and over again, gain weight just as people gain weight. You eat apple pie every day, you get apple pie weight every day. You think the same toxic thought, then that thought then comes around your waist, and now you can't figure out why is it so stubborn. It's because it's your thought forms.
Mm.
And then you have other sticky notes all over you, all over your other habitual thought forms. So you want to detox those things, and you can do it by asking for correction at night before you go to sleep, by being aware of your thoughts and hear yourself in the car while you're driving. Oh, cancel that. I'll replace that with another thought. By being observant in your own experience of your own mindset. Are you thinking a curse word while you're driving? Many of them maybe.
Right. Colorful language.
Are you saying that colorful language out loud in the car that now we need to clear the car?
Yeah.
But it has already contaminated your mind and your body because you thought it. So there's many levels to this. So as we're starting in the beginning, we'll start.
In the beginning.
Yes. So the idea of detoxing, there are some very real physical things in the mental realm as well. And that would be deciding that it is valuable and that it is in your best interest and it is within your power, that you can use your mental light and power to change yourself, to reconfigure your body, to reconfigure your projected trajectory. Did somebody tell you you got high blood pressure? Did somebody tell you you might be pre-diabetic? That can be reconfigured from the mental plane. And that happens through your decision to ask for help of all that is to help you move into areas where you will be more congruent with life itself. Another remedy for that would be to call for life in the mental realm. I call for life. I call for life. I call for life 7 minutes every day. Call for life. Do the 3 C's. These are the spiritual, and then the mental, and then there's the physical. So then we can talk about the way that the seasons are organized. In summer, all of the fruit are available in their stages. Like we went through peach season, then we went through cherry season, we went through blueberry season, raspberries and blackberries. Those should be indulged in as they are right for the time, the weather, and the body in those seasons. When you start eating fruit and things out of season or out of your locale, then there's a certain amount of, not that you can't do it, but you're not getting the same benefit. You eat honey from bees that are from California, there's not the benefit that you get from eating honey from the local bees, because the local bees are in your local space, breathing your local air, experiencing your local weather, and that is more harmonized with your body because your body is there. Even when you travel, it is best to not take your food if you're going great distances, but to get food from the locale that you're going to that's appropriate when you get there to acclimate the body so that the body frequency is tuned into the new location. So you're not eating food from Miami when you're in California, because then the frequencies won't match and you won't be harmonized at the deepest possible levels. So there's much to pay attention to that we have not been taught. And the idea of now we're in muscadine season, and, and we're getting fresh muscadines, which is another level of cleansing and clearing. Although grapes are on the dirty dozen list as the most genetically modified, along with tomatoes and other fruits and vegetables, muscadines are not the same thing as a regular grape. So if you can get muscadines because they're from a smaller group that has not yet been as manipulated, even though they may have been sprayed, you're getting less. And if you were to clean them with apple cider vinegar or some other, and then eat them in their completeness, and eat the seeds too if you want to, or save the seeds, either one. So eating the fruit in its season is in your benefit. The fruits are cleansers. The vegetables are builders. So we're moving into the fall where we'll be moving into building the body. But in the spring and summer, when the sun is up and it's bright and we're able to sweat and able to be in the sun, the fruit is really the best food for the warm weather. It's light. You don't get heavy. You don't need a siesta after eating a peach. You know, you can have a mango and you're still okay.
Yeah.
You know, which is different if you are eating in a different culture, a different climate, or if you're eating food in season. So we recommend that eat the food as it comes forward in your local experience in its natural time. So eat blueberries in blueberry time, you know, eat peaches in peach time, like that. And so now we're entering fall, and we're going to recommend that all of those who are joining us join us in our 3-day apple fast. Apples will be in season next month in September and October, and we normally do a 3-day apple fast to clean the liver and to stop all addictions. When you do this 3-day apple fast, your addictions can be stopped because the liver, which recycles the toxins, is filled up with the malic acid from eating 8 to 9 apples every day for the 3 days. And then we use olive oil, and it can be very gentle, but it really depends on your toxic load. If you have difficulty, it just means your toxic load is larger, but it's reason to be thankful no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you make it through the 3 days, you take the olive oil, you have the experience, your toxins are lighter, and you may let go of the experience of any difficulties because the 3 days are over. You don't have to hold on to that. So we're going to encourage, and we'll bring this up again, that maybe we'll do it all on the same 3 days so that we can use the momentum of our family, the live stream family, to all move us all forward into a cleaner liver, which gives us more beautiful skin, more beautiful hair. It will help us move into the fall with less congestion and less toxins in us and prepare us for the winter months because it comes everywhere in September, October in the US. And we can choose our apples. So it's an apple fast where you're eating the whole time. You're full of apples all day long.
Yeah.
So you've been through it. What did you think of it?
So I love the apple fast because it's very entry level, where again you are eating, you're not abstaining from food,
Right.
but it has very rapid, immediate benefits
Yes.
that can encourage a person who is not accustomed to fasting or detoxing to continue to pursue such a thing because the levels of vitality, the mental clarity that comes from doing it is off the chain. And I remember when I first did it, I was amazed and I didn't want to stop. I wanted to stay within that space. I remember my mind being so open. My energy levels were just at a whole nother on a whole nother level. They were like spiked, and I had energy to do. You know, I barely wanted to sleep, and again, it was light on the body. Now, I want to speak, or I would like you to speak a little bit about being congruent with it because we know people who did it because they were just like, yo, y'all doing it, I'm gonna do it too. And but they did not want to necessarily detox. And well, you know, we speak about it and we fast very often, a variety of different types of fasting, and we talk often about how you got to get your body on board. You know, you can't just wake up and be like, all right, I'm gonna fast, and no, like, all right, body, this is what we doing. We in agreement? Mind, body, soul. We gotta harmonize and be congruent to move forward on this venture so we can
Yeah.
get the maximum um, results. So would you talk about this idea of being congruent with even something as simple as a apple fast or cleanse?
Actually, that's why we are talking about it now in August.
Give them time to sit, talk to your body. Hey,
It's like,
body.
get comfortable with the idea, become familiar. I encourage everyone to do what you see me doing. Touch your body. When you touch your body, you have your body's attention. And let your body know, like, I think we want to do the apple
There's
fast.
people in the background touching their body. Camera lady's touching her body. Dancing lady. You all are likely touching your bodies. Like, ooh.
Touch your body, and now you have your body's attention. Ask it to become congruent with you and help you think about what apples you're going to use, and that you can do this for 3 days because you're eating. You're not eating. You're eating, and this way you can accumulate the malic acid from the apples in the colon that will pull out the toxins from the liver and the colon that will help you move away from any addictions, whatever the addiction is, whether it's gambling or porn, whether it's cigarettes or getting high. What happens is the toxins recycle in the liver. Once we clean out the liver, they're not going to call for the cigarettes anymore. They're not going to call for the chocolate cake. But because you may have the memory of it, you may think, oh, let me just have it on Tuesday, I go and get donuts. So then you may reinitiate it, but you will have a clean palate and a clean slate. And this applies to sexual behavior, it applies to cursing, it applies to spiritual, mental, and physical. The toxins of your thoughts are in the liver also, not just your foods. So this is a wonderful opportunity for purification. When we speak to the angels, they remind us of the importance of purifying the body in this toxic world. So we hope that you will get your body on board with you.
Yeah, this is cool. We got a couple of people who are excited about the idea of fast. So just know that as we get closer, we're going to make sure that we have a document available for you all on the website. We'll make sure we put it in the description in the future podcasts.
Yes.
That way you all just can prepare yourselves even more of which apples to eat. And of course, you want to find the cleanest apples. And we're coming up on apple season, so I would recommend if there's a farm nearby, go pluck your own apples.
Yes.
That's one of the best ways to do it, especially in this time that we're in.
Yes, you don't want to get apples that they've dyed red.
Yeah, that whole appeal thing it's the apple was the first thing that they started doing it with.
So if you have an orchard near you, or if you can order online for organic and natural fruit, sometimes when you buy the apple, you see red. That's not natural. The red doesn't come off.
No.
So
like
if you do see that, they have made the apples red. So start doing your research, get the best out. You'll probably need 25 to 30 apples for the 3 days. Maybe more if you're
it depends, because it's just started getting good. At first, you're like, oh, I can barely make it through the however many, like 5 to 6, 8 in one day. But then that day 2 comes, you get real hungry, and at least me. I'm not gonna say you. I'm gonna say me. And I think it was one day I ate almost like 12 apples. Oh. But then you get into this space where like you don't need as much, but you're able to. It's an enjoyable process.
It's really, and there's a level of cleanliness of the teeth and the palate and the saliva. There's various levels to pay attention to. A lot of people know about this. This is a famous fast that was made famous through Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet, in his work with Virginia Beach, with the Institute of Enlightenment, I think is the name of it. And I've been doing it for over 35 years. And so there are newer iterations where people use apple cider vinegar or they use apple juice, but it is not the same thing as an apple off a tree.
No, it hits different.
Apple juice in a bottle has preservatives in it, and it has other things in it as well, and it's not freshly picked.
Yeah.
So even though apple cider vinegar is fermented, it's not refrigerated. How is it stabilized? So
she's like, there's a conspiracy.
So there are varying levels of how pure you want to go for purification. We encourage find really clean apples, have them shipped to you, or go and pick them, or find a place that sells them. Prepare, know where you're going to go. Join us. Let us do this as a movement. Let us all drop our addictions together. Let us all move forward without whatever it is that is currently encumbering us. Whatever the berries didn't get and the peaches didn't get, let's let the apples get
apples locked in.
Yes, because just because you ate a peach doesn't mean you got what you needed. So the apple fast and be in the mindset of I'm moving into purification. Be in the mindset of body, don't you want to be pure? Let's do this. Let's do this happily. Let's do this joyfully. Let's drop all these things, all this toxic. It is important, what you said, to be in harmony with the act of wanting to be purified. If you're not, it's like I talk to people all the time. I say, call for the truth. They're like, I don't want the truth. If you don't want the fast, don't do the fast, because the fast will hurt you.
Yeah. You can get hurt by some apples. And I'm not talking about being thrown. You can get food. This is actually something, if we can briefly expound a little further. Working with you, I have learned through both primarily observation, because I learn vicariously through others. Or you feel me?
Oh, you don't have to burn?
No. Okay, it's hot. Noted. And people who will work with raw living food and hurt themselves. And I've heard you say it to people who, like, they think they know, and there's a person who they maybe want to help, and be like, Lauta, let's just get this person on raw, and you'll say something like, you might kill them, because of the power of the raw food, and based upon the toxicity of their current condition. Would you speak about this understanding or misunderstanding of the power that food has? Because I feel as though it has escaped us.
It's two things. It is the power that food has, but it's also the inability for people to acknowledge the toxicity that they carry.
Ooh, context.
Yes,
is
because
important.
we are breathing in toxic air. We are drinking plastic water. We are drinking in the water from everybody's birth control pills and medications that goes down the toilet and gets cleared at a primitive rate of clearing, and then it's recycled through our faucets. We are toxic even without, just by existence in this world. And then the aluminum that's coming from the chemtrails, and then what we spray on all our lawns so we can have beautiful grass that gives our dogs and animals tumors. All of these things, and then our choices, corn dogs. That's one of our choices. We're choosing.
Tell me you all aren't eating corn dogs. Somebody put it in the chat.
Fried cherry, deep fried cookies.
Yeah,
Oreos.
There's a lot of deep fried, ridiculous stuff.
So, with seed oils, and
yes.
It's a cookie already.
Dough.
All of these kinds of things, and we think that if we only eat dessert at dinner every day, 365 days a year for 50 years, it doesn't mean anything. We eating healthy. It was a healthy dessert, 365 days. So when we have these delusional understandings about our levels of toxicity, or we think that we are, most vegetarians are really starchitarians. We think that if we eat bread and French fries, we're good with the earth.
No animals were harmed in the making.
Yes, but French fries have warning labels in California for the toxicity because they turn into poison. White potatoes turn into poison when they're cooked in oil. And bread is not bread. Bread is a memory of it's a archaeological artifact.
You gotta go to a museum to see what it once was. There's a clip I saw of everyday people noticing something's up. This is not bread. They would take the bread and crumble it in their hand and open their hand back up, and the bread would unfold back into a perfect slice.
That's not bread. That's not bread.
That's memory foam.
And that's what I'm talking about. You go back to those archaeological memories of bread in the Bible. That is not what we got here. And even if you throw some ferments into it and call it sourdough, and then you kill the ferments by cooking the bread.
They got people on that. That's COINTELPRO. That's a psyop. I know what I'll do. We'll hit them with the fermentation, but really there is no fermentation.
We killed the fermentation. The billions of bacteria, we baked it. So it's no longer. And now we're still working with the poison of what is called wheat in this country. So there's all of that. If anybody wants to know more about that, read Grain Brain or Wheat Belly, those two books, which were written over a decade ago, which are both excellent, and you can listen to them on audio. They are a little sciency, but they should scare you enough to stop it.
Yeah.
For
In the
real.
right direction. When we
Yeah.
start understanding how we've been tricked and duped by things like it's gluten free, like what's in the things that are gluten free? It's other fillers and things that are just weird. That uh, it's just like it's sugar free, you know?
Yes, it's even more because like now everybody wants gluten free, so we already know that we're getting from China rice that's partly plastic,
Yeah.
and now we're finding out that it has arsenic in it. So for those who were gluten free and were eating rice, now they have to navigate arsenic and plastic rice. We're living in a toxic world. It is in our best and highest interest to pay attention. We eat black rice because we could tell if there was plastic in
Yeah.
there. you know.
So I was gonna ask a question about purification and the necessity, but I feel like a lot of what we just said does speak to the need. But could we tie that into, many people on the line are looking to either us in or in sin, where we evolve and move beyond the status quo of limitation. Would you tie that into this necessity of purification at this time?
It is, I think the most important thing to know is that humanity is somewhat delusional about the idea that you think that you can ascend in a body that is unclean. That's not possible. We are connected to the technology, which is the most amazing gift from creation. However, it interacts with the air, water, sun, and all the other aspects that are in our environment on the third dimension. And if it is too far out of harmony with life itself, if it's diseased, if it has, if you need to correct things going on, if you need to correct different systems, your neurological system or your digestive system, or you need to correct ideas, spend the time in the correction of them and then move into the next phases. So we are not encouraging anyone to think this is a healing. We're saying that the truth will show us that if we ingest toxins on purpose or by accident because we happen to be breathing or drinking water, that we have to be mindful for our spiritual goals. Like, we may need to speak to our food. We may need to
That's where I
speak
want to
to
go
our
with this.
water. We
Yeah.
may need to ask it to return to its original blueprint. We may need to be careful whether we buy fruit in a big box store or whether we buy from a farmer.
Can't trust Trader Joe's in the name. He's a traitor. Joe's a traitor. Don't, hey, look it up.
It's
I'm
right there in the
serious.
name.
It's, yeah. Because this about the dollar. They don't care nothing about our health, our well-being, our future. It's you said this thing to us numerous times in the past. They have shown you who they are. Why do we keep believing in things that we know aren't true?
Yes, it's like stop believing in things that you know are not true. The truth is in nature is the blueprint for creation, and even though nature is most certainly being overwhelmed, there are still aspects of nature that are available to us and that can benefit from us raising them up. Like sometimes I'll give something a boost. I might be eating some peaches and like peaches are on target, and I'm like, well, let me boost you up a little bit more because I would like to be boosted up a little bit more. I am you and you are me, and you
Yes,
can live
yes.
within me and I can live better because I got you. It's like this having this understanding that we are the fruit, we are the vegetation, we are the aspect of creation that does show us the blueprint, that it's not our telephones, it's not the computer, it's not the commercials that we see, it's not the things that that come in other kinds of wrappers. Watermelon comes in its own container,
That's right.
you know. So
Intelligent.
yes, it's really it has its own intelligence, and to be in honor of that, and like, oh, you're the most beautiful mango I've ever seen. I just can't. Oh my goodness, you taste so good. Oh, you're so wonderful. All of that.
Yeah.
That boosts the experience. It boosts the power. It boosts the energy and the healing of the experience. And the same thing with everything else that you eat. The idea of raising the vibration is your secret weapon. We saw it in early years as prayer, but it's more than prayer. I'm not praying that somebody will help me. I'm saying, I know you got the blueprint from creation in you. Would you release it and you and I can have it together? And then we will be the reality of what the prayer is for. My
Yeah.
practice of saying that is the prayer.
Yes, yes. So this is where I see more and more that humanity's circumstances are kind of nudging us in that direction of growth, where, like, when you think about, it's like we're between a rock and a hard place. All the different toxins, air, water, food, and then you got this one option that people don't look at too often, which is, let me speak to the vibrational, to the template of the food that's like embedded in the molecules, the light, deep
Yes.
within, to restructure and reinform my body in order to kind of circumvent this condition, which in and of itself makes us great and help us see our greatness. But what I mean, you're speaking on it already, but I see that that's where we got to go in order to offset this.
The second dimension is not like, unlike the third or the fourth dimension, is that in the future, our future selves is nestled within the reality of who we are, and within the fruit is nestled the potential to bring us forward, because that was its purpose, to bring us forward in strength. And it works the same way. So nestled within us is the truth of all the other things that are part of creation, as fractal, hologram, and reflection. It is all one thing. And yes, we need those components until we don't. We need all of those things until we grow beyond the need of those things. And right now, we still need things. We still need nutrients. We still need minerals. You have to have minerals for the vitamins to work. This is essential to know, so that you're taking your trace minerals, because you're certainly not getting it from the ground
Yeah.
and from the fruit. So you're getting your trace minerals, then you're getting your vitamins, and then you can see the light come back into you. And once you see that, okay, I'm vibrating at the frequency that life vibrates at. You're looking like life. Then life recognizes you. Then the trees start talking to you, and then other life speaks to you.
Like, look at them, y'all. Oh, look at them. They woke up to life now. Like, I can see them, like, they're aware. They can hear now.
Right, because it's not as if the intelligence of the trees or the bushes or the blueberries or anything else is not unaware. They're all conscious.
Yes.
It's not like they're unaware of humans. It's just that humans are paying no attention to them, so we're not really in their awareness field, unless we go in and say, in Lakesh, in Veritas, we'd like to have a conversation with you. And they're like, oh, I mean, remember the time when we had the flowers, and I was talking about the flowers, and the flowers looked at each other and said, they're talking about us.
Yeah, because humans aren't usually acknowledging them in that direct way.
And it's so important that we begin to treat ourselves in a way that it is the measure of a person, how you treat yourself when nobody's looking. Do you treat yourself well? Do you wear fineness? Do you make yourself comfortable? Do you give yourself the best things? Do you eat out of the nicest bowl when nobody's watching? No. Should you? Should you wait to treat yourself when other people are watching you? It's like, do you care about those things? If you don't, that's fine. I eat out of coconut halves, a half of a coconut shell, but it is a delight, because I'm in such respect of coconuts and creation, having made them. So it's all a matter of point of view.
Yeah.
So.
I want to keep going. But I'm surprised Dancing Lady hasn't started dancing. It's a minute till a break. But we got a couple of comments in here, and you can go ahead and shift gears to breaking, put our commercial on. And again, everyone in the chat, we see, we hear you, we feel you. We'll get to some of these comments in the chat It looks like a lot of you all are resonating with this idea of the apple fast and doing it in a collective,
Yes.
which I think is awesome, and we can all give feedback and our impressions and experiences shared in the chat.
Join in our purity.
Yeah, together. I
Yes.
think there's power in numbers and you moving as a unit.
An ascension group,
That's right. Yeah,
ascending.
that's right. With the help of apples, who would have thought? Apples, an apple a day, huh? Keeps the negativity at bay.
Or maybe 8.
8, yeah, you got it's more than that. So you got to get enough of that pectin in the gut. So I'm getting our commercial ready. The commercial's only about 40 seconds, so stick with us. This is our sponsor, Aluka Gold. You can visit them at alukainc.com. I'll have the website up in a moment.
It's highly recommended. Aluka Gold is jumping off the chain.
Yeah, social media is looking popping.
It is worth looking at. It's time if you are worried about getting your money out of harm's way.
Because stuff is popping. Stuff is popping.
They are ready and able to help you.
The things I want to say, they are related to other topics that we're not talking about, but maybe one of these days we can talk about what's happening in the world. All right, so Aluka Gold, everyone.
If you're a conscious investor looking to make a difference, you need to hear about Aluka Gold. Because doing good and doing well isn't just a dream, it's our promise. Let's face it, everyone wants their money to work harder. But what if your gold investment could do double duty? Aluka Gold is more than just precious metal. We're committed to ethical sourcing and total transparency so you know exactly where your gold comes from, and who it helps. Every ounce you invest helps support real miners and their communities with humanitarian projects and fair wages. That's not just good business, it's good for the world. You get solid, physical gold, plus the pride of knowing your investment brings hope and opportunity to families who need it most. So why settle for ordinary returns when you can spark extraordinary change? Invest with purpose. Invest with Aluka Gold. Do good, do well, and let your gold investment shine brighter than ever.
All right, and Lakesh Veritas to Aluka Gold, Alex Chinaborg in Dubai. We send you honor, respect, and gratitude for your support. And for anyone who's, again, looking into assets protection, wealth investment, reach out. You can visit alukainc.com. Website is on the screen. And check out their social media as well. You can find them on Instagram, Aluka Inc. And social media look clean. I see what you all are doing over there. Looks real professional and setting a new standard. So honor, respect, and gratitude again. So we're going to go ahead and jump into our chat here and see what's happening in the chat. They're saying some wonderful things. A lot of people are in resonance with what we were speaking about earlier. Yes, let's see here. Biopello's in the house. Look at Veritas all the way in South Africa. Who else we have? We have Ease, minus the grace. Did you bring grace with you, Ease? She says, yes, the audible request to cancel the thought. That's back when you were talking about driving and the negative rising up. Stacy says, oh, that's great insight about taking food when traveling.
Yes.
That's something there, in terms of I feel like it's so common sense and intuitive, but these type of things escape us due to the nature of the way how society's structured. But the eating within the seasons, eating based upon the locale, and the importance of the synergy of the information with the environment seems like a major key.
It is, because you want to be harmonized at your full strength in whatever your location is.
Yeah.
And you can't do that if you're full of the frequencies from somewhere you're not.
Yeah.
It makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's making me think about imported foods from other countries and how that kind of throws us off.
It's still food and a necessity. It's certainly an option, but it's not. If you're looking to purify, these are things to note.
Yeah, well, certainly. Okay, so more in the comments. Julianne is excited and beautiful. She said, beautiful day to be here. Yes, group fast. She's in. So we know Julianne's part of it.
Yeah.
Get your apples, Julianne. Gina says, love the apple fast idea. Wasn't aware of it. However, it's always a fall trip for me and my family to go to the apple
Yay.
orchard for the day.
Yeah.
So look at that. She's already on trajectory. So we'll see Gina in there with the apple fast. Stacy says the apple and citrus fast are my two favorite fasts. Yeah, citrus fast is also a good thing as well. Very simple.
One day,
Yeah.
a 1 day citrus fast once a month, once every 2 months, to help move out mucus and accumulated debris in the colon and through the lungs and all the processes. Just 1 day, you're encouraged to follow the instructions of 1 day. Just one day.
We gotta say it because lots of tells me how she works with clients with food and health, and she'll say, okay, I want you to eat raw, 80% raw, 20% cooked, and they'll go, I know, I'll go 100% cooked. 100% is even better. She's like, oh, that's not what I said.
And then they're sick. 3 days
That
later,
part.
they come, they're coughing up. And if they go to the hospital, it will look like pneumonia, and they will treat you for something that is not so. Because they don't know how to treat you for raw and
Yeah.
cooked.
I saw a post on a doctor, someone who wants to become a doctor, realizing that, which what we already know, that doctors are not trained
No.
for nutrition. They literally she said that when she was attempting to become a doctor, they literally said, no, you can't take nutrition, it's not part of the curriculum. So there's an intentionality.
Yes. And the nutritionists are sponsored by the big cereal companies. So for 100 years, that was the psyop that, well, I know, we'll let women be the nutritionists and we'll educate them in our sponsored schools so they think cornflakes are a food.
Or Honey Nut Cheerios for cure heart disease.
Or that they allow a certain amount of chips, or things that we have all of the evidence, and it is self-evident that they are not working.
Yeah, it's very clear. We just watched a video on the Frosted Flakes or Corn Flakes having metal filings or shavings in them. Dancing lady's like, ah! She was with us watching it, and it's just I don't even know what to say that isn't evident within it.
So the idea of nutrition, there are those who, and I have studied many of the ones who have been in this time that we live in, who have identified things, but a lot of it is really just making sure that you don't believe what does not make sense. No, it doesn't make sense, so don't believe it. Putting a peel on top of a vegetable or a piece of fruit, and then you buy it and you take it home and it's rotten 2 days later. So what does that tell you? How much evidence do we need? When I have gotten, just recently I was away and I bought a grapefruit and some dates to eat for my lunch. So I had one grapefruit, I'm peeling the grapefruit, I'm eating the pith, and I had 2 dates. So the next day was so good. Next day I wanted to have another grapefruit for lunch. But someone bought it back from me from a health food store, and it was the size of my head. It was like this gigantic grapefruit, and I was like, I can't eat that. That's not even a grapefruit. That's like an insult to a grapefruit. Yeah. That's like a baby watermelon grapefruit.
Yeah, and it wasn't a pomelo. It was grapefruit.
It was
but the size of like.
Yes, that clearly had been genetically modified.
Yeah.
So when I had shopped myself the first day, I saw a grapefruit that had all of the characteristics of a grapefruit.
Right, proportions, the citrus content.
Yeah, everything. And I touched it. It was all good. But so we do need to be mindful of what is out there masquerading and pretending. They're in drag.
These fruits in drag, yeah.
Dressed up to look like something that it is not.
What you think. It's not what you think.
Lip syncing.
Right.
I am a grapefruit. Yes, I am. It's like, no, you're not. You're not a grapefruit. Stop it. So I think I didn't eat that day, but it didn't matter because I was still good for my grapefruit.
Didn't go to the drag show. All right, so we got a couple more comments. Serenia says, thank you. Not sure what it was, but I think somewhere around the idea of the apple cleanse idea. We have, if I'm pronouncing, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Sadell says, "May the peace of God be upon you, in Lakesh and Veritas."
Thank you, thank you, thank
And
you.
then Serenia says, "Yes, with honor, respect, and gratitude." I think she's
Yeah, let's get some
with
more of
with the
that.
combo.
Yeah.
Wandering says, "Straight from the source." Lauren says, "Soul fruit salad, soul food." That is different. The idea of soul food, and that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, it's the same conversation too. It's like, let us speak to the soul in our food.
Yeah.
Let us not think that nothing is anything, that nothing has life but us. That's not true.
Yeah.
Let us not think that we are the only abnormality of intelligence. That's not true. Everything else that is in creation, by the definition of it being created, makes it intelligent. You can't subtract intelligent from creation. It's another story.
That's see.
Yeah, that's another story.
These comments are good though. They really help
Yes,
build
we
this. So
thank
thank you
you
again,
all
everyone.
so much for your participation and in this conversation. We so appreciate what you have to say.
Yeah. I'm gonna skip through just to acknowledge some more people. Elijah's in the house.
Yeah.
Peace, love, light, wealth, happiness, abundance, purification to you all. Elijah
Yeah.
giving us all the frequencies. Just like take
Yeah.
that, take that, take that, take that. Thank you, Elijah.
Yes, thank you, thank you,
Appreciate
thank
you. Julianne says Whole Foods is also a trader. Hell yeah, Whole Foods, you can't trust them. The only thing they're good for is a GT Synergy kombucha
I
and
would
maybe harmless harvest coconut water.
maybe, but be careful when you touch those buggies. They've got energy on them. Pay attention. When you grab hold, and then the cart takes you all around the store, and you're ready to let go, and you're still in the store. Be mindful.
Well, so that's a whole nother thing with the magic and the entrainment of these environments. It's not just, I mean, all these colors, all these logos, sigils, and things that's working with your field, trying to pull and manipulate you, and then the structure of the store to get you to we in and out. Give me my kombucha.
not
I don't
that
care about your
IKEA,
cell.
not that IKEA got to see the whole store first.
Yeah, IKEA will trap you. There's an escape route. You got to find them out, but it's so like hidden and ducked off.
It's like, no, you have to see everything.
Yes. Imagine you got to use the restroom. What do?
You got to see everything first.
You got to see everything. You see, enslavement is built into the structures of the big box stores. Yeah. Local farmers, you all.
And you are encouraged to have your reusable bag. If you can avoid touching the buggy anywhere, do it. And take your reusable bag, go where you have to go, navigate, and then hopefully you don't have too much to carry. But avoid touching the material that belongs to the store unless you want something from the store. And then bless everything before you take it home.
Okay, we got Shaka. Laut of the Sun is an extreme, phenomenal spiritual being gracing this cosmic universe. Much appreciation and
Whoa,
gratitude.
thank you.
Shaka put a yin yang emoji for balance. I see you, Shaka. We see you. Wondering says, yeah, a lady did an experiment with talking to water, saying questions to it, and freezing it, and it would give answers, symbols for the questions she asked.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
You can do the same thing. Yes. You just have to get to that higher space, and cleanliness and purity will help you. Just even a few days, take a little baking soda water, have an evacuation, do a meditation, talk to your water. Get yourself to the frequency where you're not full of debris. Take some charcoal. Simple things.
Yes.
Some simple things. And then start speaking to everything. You don't have to spend $1,000. You don't have to reorganize your life. Brush your teeth with baking soda and take some charcoal every day. Like for real. Alkalinize your body and then ask the charcoal will pull out the toxins. Poop out all that stuff and start over.
Yeah. I love the simplicity of it.
Yes.
You're like, come on now. Come on, get it together. It's easy. Clean. Yeah. Biapello responded, he says, I've seen the water experiment, lady. It's so cool. Indigenous people have been doing that for ages.
We are the indigenous people. We are the ones who are going to be here when nobody else is here. We're going to be the new indigenous people. with the old ones and the new ones.
That's right. Gina says, I've been doing the outside, I've been going outside and speaking to everything and
That's right.
thanking it also.
Yes, you know, gratitude is the currency. That is the dedication in the book I wrote. And the book is to not give your authority to another, to be the authority within your life. And gratitude is the currency. Being grateful to that tree will get you a conversation. Being grateful to the flowers will get you a serious healing. The flowers are healers. Being grateful to your food will get you nourished. Gratitude is the currency. Thank you. That's good.
That's right. And co-sign on that healing.
Yeah.
Tree had me walking straight today. For real. Okay. And last comment here, Julian says, Mother Earth is a teacher, but we're so disconnected to this natural rhythm because we live in an urgency world. Yeah, I mean, microwave, hot pocket, get it in 5 minutes, pay your $444, get your DNA activated today. One easy payment,
Yeah, that's how they.
$19.99.
So that's our weakness. We want it
Conveniency.
fast and convenient.
Yeah,
So stop doing that.
we don't want to squeeze our lemons.
Yeah, stop doing that. Stop wanting everything fast, and then you miss the beauty of the process. You miss the beauty of the process of growing into who you are. If someone hands you something through a window that has been hot-pocketed and microwaved,
Yeah.
you miss the beauty of growing into the gratitude for what you have gone through. Everyone has gone through plenty. We should not want to miss it. We should understand it, then release it, and then release the memory of it, and then move on. We should let it go after we understand it. It's like long division. You know, you do your math, and then you have to do long division, and you can't just get the answer. You have to show your work. You got to show how you got to that long division.
You got to carry the one.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's life. You have to, that's the wounded healer. Show me your pain and suffering and what you healed yourself from. You win.
That's a very fascinating perspective, because it's like it's not just granted to you. It's the journey. It's the process.
You brought up the oud wood that we sell. The woods are from the jungles of southeastern Asia, and they're in jungle swamp water, and sometimes they become diseased. And when they overcome their disease state, they become sacred, just as we do. All of us are just waiting for our levels of sacredness. Don't do the drive-through window. You'll never get to sacredness.
You know, sacred at the drive-through window.
No sacred at the drive-through window. So in the oud woods, people have, they are equivalent to the price of gold. People have their bodies buried in them. People have statues carved from them because they want the magic of the sacredness of the wood that has healed itself. In shamanism, it's called the wounded healer. I don't know how you can be in the third, fourth dimension and not be in the wounded category. So the healer category can begin with these small understandings. Do a citrus fast one day a month. Do the apple fast, you know, in the top of the year. Brush your teeth with baking soda. Stop putting that poison in your mouth that they call toothpaste.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Ain't it crazy that we think that the dentists who need us to make money based off of disease and not having healthy teeth is going to give us the solution? It's so absurd.
Yes, it is.
But,
And I don't even have to say anything
yeah,
else.
it's just, it's in it. Like, it's much of the conversation we've had today, it's like we say it and just kind of let it breathe, because it's objectively
And,
out of order.
You know, do some of the simple things. I was watching, and I'll stop after this. I was watching a nature show. And in the nature show, they were showing these monkeys. And the monkeys were happily in the jungle eating their fruit. And then there was a certain tree that had leaves or fruit on the tree that made the monkey sick. And the monkeys were leaning over the over the branches, looking sick.
Like limp.
And so then the older monkey went.
You showed me this one. Please continue. Yeah,
The older
it's
monkey
hilarious.
left the community, went to where humans were, crossed a big highway, and went and found where they were burning garbage and got some charcoal and took it back to the sick monkeys, and they all ate charcoal. Then they were playing again. Eat the charcoal.
It's impressive. If the monkey, if it's good for the monkeys, it's good for us.
Well,
Monkeys
I
knew
mean,
what was up.
it toxins adhere to the charred
Yes.
organic substance and pull that charred and pull the toxins out as it leaves the body, and then the body is free of it.
Yes.
It's it's something I've known for a long time. And in your little first aid kit, one of the things you should have is charcoal, and another is baking soda, some Epsom salt, and some Vibration. You should have some of these things to help you as your first aid, no matter where you are. You get somewhere, and I have been places where I have breathed in things that have made me nauseous. Those are remedies. You get you an apple. If you can't get that, talk to an apple. Like, apple, I just breathe in something.
Yeah, I'm inclined to share the story. So we went to a farmer's market, and the farmer's market has a building, an indoor building with a variety of different food courts. And they were not fully open, but the doors were open, and they're prepping, and so there's no customers in there. Soon as we opened the door, not barely, just moving up the steps, the smell of this putrid barbecue, sugary, smoky something, it hit Laota, and she was like, whoa! And it was this experience of her have eaten the food through the inhalation of the smell of the food. So much so, she was like, I gotta go heal. And so we went out, or she went out to the actual farmer's market that was outdoor and healed herself with a peach, literally holding the peach, harmonizing with the peach, and she felt better without having to consume it. So would you elaborate a little bit more on this principle of how, you didn't even eat it.
Yeah.
You just tuned into the frequency, but then also this idea of other forms of consumption, because that's not often considered, and that was literally what happened.
There's several things. I live at a level of purity that doesn't include sugar and doesn't include recycled toxins. And I was assaulted by the smell without having protected myself against smells that day. So I did not have that in place. Although my path was cleared, it was really the lesson for today. This is so I could say this today. So I'm walking towards the building, and the smell assaulted me, and I felt it in my stomach as I ingested it through my breath. And I knew then that I had been intoxicated with a toxin. Intoxicated.
Yeah.
The toxin was in me.
In you, yeah.
And so I found a vendor who had a peach orchard, and I was able to talk to a peach and remove it.
And you go, all better.
Yeah, that's all better.
Moral of the story, get yourself a peach.
An organic.
Secure your healing.
But the idea that depending on your levels of purity, I live a very, I want to say, I pay attention very much to anything I ingest. And I have for many years. So things that are really, if I ingest something that is really toxic, I will know it immediately. And that's what happened.
Yeah.
Because when you sit next to someone and you breathe them in, you're breathing in who they are. When you eat a thing, it's not only the part that's in your mouth, it's all of the textures. How many times have you eaten something and it's furry, like a kiwi or something, even sometimes peaches, and it doesn't sit well with you, because you're not used to that level of tactile experience. Mm-hmm. This all has to do with being harmonized with the frequency. I was not in frequency with that barbecue sauce. I don't know what was in that, but it felt like there was some hard liquor in there. It felt like there was some sugar in there.
Some Jack Daniels poured in the barbecues, because it was beyond just regular barbecue. It was something that just it was almost like rancid.
Well, it's for my experience with it, and it might have not been that way for people who eat it all the time.
Well, of
My
course not, because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
normalized to them.
But for me, it was an assault of toxic. It would be like sewage, only high at a higher frequency. Something that would make you nauseous. It was like that. It hit me like that. So these are some of the things that can happen. But it's also, I like your point to remember that it is you being in a room with someone who's toxic. You can feel it. You know, sleeping with someone who's with toxic, you can get it. You know, it's the smell, it's the frequency, it's everything. It's the look, it's the color, it's all of those things.
Yeah.
And I have been saved by peaches.
Yeah, peaches. One time for the peaches, come to save the day. We got one more little question in here from Wondering. Wondering says, can you do that with holding rocks from certain locations?
Oh my goodness, I love this question. So I have a cooking stone, which I have had for many years, and I put the cooking stone in pots of soup and anything that I'm boiling to get the necessary minerals. But the rocks are conscious, they are alive, and not all rocks do the same thing, and not all rocks are not toxic. Some rocks are toxic. However, in general, if you are a rock communicator, and it sounds like you have an affinity towards rocks, I would encourage you to, and I used to collect many rocks too, and it's not just the shiny ones. You know, the shiny ones are good, but they're not the only ones that have things going on.
Yeah.
So I keep a rock. I've kept a rock for many years, and I usually have it in the kitchen, in the windowsill, and it has nourished my family with the minerals that's not in the soil, but is in the rock. And as you cook it, it releases, and it changes the consistency of the soup or the broth or whatever you're doing. It makes it softer when the minerals release, and you're getting, you're engaging with another level of creation. That which has set on the ground. Usually the rocks like to be outside, and you can clear them in sunlight and moonlight. There's a lot of ways, but they really like being outside, and they like being cleared that way, and it's good to have them, bring them in the same way that you can bring seashells in, and they can do very similar things. So yes, one shout out for the rocks.
One time for the rocks.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to just thank everybody for joining us, and just a little reminder, as we get closer to the month of September, join us on the next live sections. We're going to make sure that we have the Apple Cleanse document that's available for you for download on our website. That way you can have some instructions and know exactly what to do outside of the live stream. And we'll clarify the actual start date, and that way we can chime in the following week and see what that Apple Cleanse was hitting for with us in our individual and collective experience. I think this is a really fun way to engage. And,
I do too.
yeah.
Tell your liver to get ready.
That's right. Get clean. Get pure.
About to go to the gym.
That's right. And get some charcoal for yourself. Get some baking soda. Clean yourself out. get congruent. Desire to clean yourself out. That way it can go smooth.
And don't do it if you don't want to.
Yeah. Yeah, free will, free won't, right?
Yes. Free will or free won't.
All right.
It's all the way to go. Thank you all for joining us. We are so happy that you have joined us today in Lakesh and Veritas with honor, respect, and gratitude to you all. Thank you.